Today we're going to do another story because the Christmas story was really well taken and lots of viewers enjoyed the story. So this is a story about a little girl and 7 funny men. The title is called Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now I've made this story a little bit more friendlier because the original story frightened my students. I have a class of age 4 to 6 and many of them began crying. So I've changed the story to be more friendly like. So it's not the original story, I've changed it slightly. So let's have a read. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. In a faraway kingdom lived a young princess named Snow White, with skin as white as snow, lips as red as a poppy, and hair as black as night. Her true beauty showed from her kind heart. Kind heart. What does kind mean? So the opposite of kind is mean. So you can see there the kind girl is petting the dog and she's smiling. This boy, he's being quite mean. He's chasing the dog with a stick and the dog looks quite scared. So what about these pictures? Are the boys kind or are the girls kind? What do you think? Which picture is kind? The boys or the girl? Apologies. That's right, it's the girl. The girl picture is kind because she's giving a flower to her friend. Okay, what about these two? The same couple, boy and a girl, boy and a girl. Which couple are kind? Couple 1 or couple 2? Which couple are kind? But she doesn't look very happy. So when you're being kind, you're happy. So it's this one. The man is giving the girl an apple. So they are kind. Mean is the opposite. Look at the picture of the boys. Describe how the boy is being mean. The boy is being mean because he's taken away the ice cream. And this boy who had the ice cream is crying. What about in the couples? Which one is mean? How do you know they're mean? What are they doing? Who is being mean? That's another question. Is the boy being mean or the girl being mean? The boy. The boy is being mean to the girl because the girl looks unhappy. She looks quite sad about what the boy is doing. So maybe the boy is calling her a name or doing an unkind thing. So he is being mean to the girl. So that's the difference between kind and mean. And we looked at that because Snow White has a kind heart. So she does good actions to people around her. Okay? So that's how we looked at kind and mean. Let's read on. The Queen was Snow White's stepmother. She had a magic mirror that spoke the truth every day. She would ask, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all?" So the fairest means the most beautiful. For many years the mirror would reply, "You are, Your Majesty." But one day the Queen had this reply, "My Queen, though you are fair, Snow White is far fairer than you." So you can see Snow White's all grown up now. So the Queen is not the fairest of them all. the mirror says Snow White is fairer than the Queen. So the Queen didn't like this, and the Queen made a wicked plan to get rid of Snow White. So she walked with Snow White and left her in the woods. Snow White met some funny men. The men took Snow White to a house. Inside she found a cosy, messy little home. There were 7 small beds, a table filled with half-eaten bowls of porridge, and lots of tiny chairs. The dwarfs felt sorry for Snow White and offered her a place to stay. So she gladly accepted, and she helped with cooking, cleaning, tidying up, and the little cottage became a warm and happy home for Snow White and the 7 little dwarfs. The Queen knew something was going on because every time she asked her mirror, it still said Snow White. So she wanted to trick Snow White. She dressed as an old seller. The Queen arrived at the cottage and offered Snow White a beautiful shiny red apple. Now Snow White loved apples, and the Queen knew this, but Snow White did not know that this old lady, the old seller, was Queen. She was in a disguise. She had a mask on. She tricked Snow White with a poisoned apple, and taking a bite, Snow White fell into a very deep sleep. Well, she fell fast asleep after taking a bite of the apple. The dwarfs returned home to a very quiet cottage, and they found their beloved friend. They covered her Snow White in a bed with beautiful flowers. A while later, a prince came to the house on a white horse. He kissed Snow White, picked her up, and took her away to his kingdom. The dwarfs were very happy, and they waved to Snow White and the prince, who lived happily ever after. The end. So there's an intake of Snow White, a nice friendlier version. Hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, give it a like. And if you want more stories like this, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for